Knee pain after 60. 6. Superfoods. Plus 3 moves to rebuild strong legs. Did you know that weak legs are the reason why thousands of people over 60 end up bedridden for an entire year? I'm not exaggerating. Every week, I meet at least one patient who had to cancel their travel plans, quit their morning walks, or turn down an invitation to their grandchild's birthday party, all because of knee pain, shaky legs, or simply not feeling confident enough to step outside. Hi there, I'm Dr. Sam Wells, a senior health specialist in the United States. Over the past 20 years, I've seen far too many people believe that aching knees and weak legs are just part of getting old. But that's not true. It's not some unchangeable law of nature, it's a warning sign. A gentle signal from your body asking for a little more care. A few small changes, starting with what you eat and how you move every day. Today, I want to share with you 6 everyday foods that have powerful benefits for your legs, along with 3 gentle exercises you can do right at home. And don't miss the 6th superfood, it might surprise you. No matter if you're 60, 70, or even 80, these aren't just tips. They're the same advice I give to my real patients. People like Evelyn, 74, who used to fear climbing stairs, but now enjoys afternoon walks with her granddaughter. Or Miguel, 68, who couldn't stand longer than 5 minutes, but now spends hours tending to his backyard garden. I want you to picture this. You wake up in the morning, step out of bed, and there's no dull knee pain, no fear that your legs will shake and throw you off balance. You step outside, take a deep breath, and know that you can walk around the block without needing help. It sounds simple, but that feeling is a dream come true for millions of seniors. And you can have that too, starting today. If someone comes to mind, maybe your parents, grandparents, or even yourself, don't hesitate to share this video. It might be the very first step towards stronger legs and a more active life. And if what I've said speaks to something inside you, go ahead and subscribe to the Wellness Unfolds channel. We'll have more heartfelt conversations about health, aging, and how to live a full and meaningful life. Now, let's get into what matters most. The 6 superfoods that have helped hundreds regain strong legs, and the 3 simple exercises that make all the difference. Are you ready? 1. Beets. Fresh blood for weak legs. Ever felt like your legs weren't really yours anymore? Like every time you stand up after sitting for a while, your legs shake, feel numb, or just don't support you. You walk a few steps and feel tired. A short flight of stairs feels like a mountain. Many people think, well, I'm just getting old. But let me tell you, it's not just age. It's because blood isn't flowing through your body the way it used to. As a doctor working with seniors here in the U.S., I've had countless patients in their 60s, 70s, even 80s come in and ask, "Doc, am I anemic? Why do my legs shake when I stand up?" In most cases, the issue isn't just low blood volume. It's that they're missing the nutrients needed for strong circulation. And one of the simplest, most powerful foods that helps with that is beetroot. Beets are what I call one of the red superfoods. Both modern and traditional medicine recognize their role in improving blood quality and boosting circulation. They're rich in vitamin A, C, magnesium, and folic acid, all crucial for building blood cells, widening blood vessels, and delivering oxygen to far-reaching areas like your legs. When blood flows better to your legs, you'll feel stronger, steadier, and less prone to numbness or cramps. I had a patient named Clara, 72, who loved gardening, but for months, whenever she stood up after weeding, she'd get dizzy and her legs would feel like jelly. I asked her, "Have you ever thought about changing your diet a little?" After adding beets to her meals, morning juice and lunch salads, she came back 4 weeks later smiling. "Doctor, I'm standing up straight again." Clara's story isn't unique. Beets are high in natural nitrates, which turn into nitric oxide in your body, a compound that relaxes blood vessels, improves blood pressure, and helps oxygen get to your muscles. That's why even professional athletes drink beet juice as a natural performance booster. I know some older folks feel hesitant about trying unfamiliar foods, but beets are easy to work into your meals. Juice them and add a squeeze of lemon to balance the earthy taste. Roast or boil and toss into salads with pumpkin seeds and olive oil. Or if you prefer Asian-style cooking, simmer them into soup with carrots and mung beans. Sweet, colorful, and good for your legs from the inside out. I usually recommend eating beets at least 3 times a week for 2 to 3 months. Don't expect miracles in 2 days. Your body needs time. But if you're consistent, you'll notice you can stand longer, walk farther, and feel more confident leaving the house. Here's what I want you to remember. Getting older doesn't mean getting weaker. It means getting wiser about how you care for yourself. Beets are nature's gift to help you reclaim the strength in your legs. And strong legs don't just help you move, they give you freedom and independence. If you've ever tried beets, I'd love to hear about it. Did you feel any difference? Or are you still unsure how to use them? Leave a comment under this video. I read every message. And if you think this video could help someone, a parent, a friend, or even yourself, please share it. And don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Unfolds, so we can keep walking this journey of aging strong, one step at a time. 2. Pumpkin seeds. Soft gold for strong bones. Have you ever heard the saying, strong bones, strong spirit? It may sound simple, but I've seen it come to life in so many of my patients. One of the biggest silent fears for people over 60 isn't chronic disease. It's falling. One minor fall can lead to a broken hip, months of being bedridden, and even serious health decline. I once treated a 67-year-old man named Harold, strong, clear-minded, still driving himself to weekend golf games. But one slip in the bathroom left him flat on his back for 3 months. His bones just weren't strong enough to take the impact, and that could have been prevented. As a geriatric doctor, I'll say this plainly. You don't start taking care of your bones after you fall. You start today, with your meals. And one food I always recommend to my patients is pumpkin seeds. I call them soft gold for strong bones. Tiny, easy to eat, and packed with more nutrition than you'd think. Just one spoonful of pumpkin seeds gives you the perfect mix of what calcium, magnesium, and zinc your bones need, slowly and naturally. Everyone knows calcium builds bones, but without magnesium, your body can't absorb calcium properly. And without zinc, you can't rebuild bone tissue. That's why calcium pills alone don't always work. They're missing the activators. Think about it this way. Every time you eat a spoon of pumpkin seeds, you're sending a small message to your body. I'm caring for my legs, my slouched back, and those stiff fingers I wake up with. That's not a small act. That's a decision to take responsibility for your health. Besides bone health, pumpkin seeds are also great for sleep. Magnesium calms your nervous system, eases tension, and helps with deep, restful sleep. I've had patients tell me, I don't have pain, but I always feel tired, irritable, and I sleep terribly. After just one spoon of pumpkin seeds a day and drinking enough water, within weeks they felt more relaxed, less moody, and stopped waking up groggy. What I love about pumpkin seeds is how friendly they are. No need to change your whole diet. Just add a spoon to your morning porridge, toss into your lunch salad, or snack on them before bed. One tip, chew well. It's better for digestion and helps your body absorb the minerals. And always drink a glass of water. Your body needs it to move those nutrients to your bones. I remember a patient named Edith, 71, who lived alone in suburban Illinois. She didn't like calcium pills because of constipation and didn't trust pricey supplements. We had a long chat about her diet. When I suggested pumpkin seeds, she chuckled. You mean the ones I always throw away when I cook squash? Just 2 months later, with 1 spoon a day and gentle exercise, she called me with joy. I just climbed the stairs without holding the railing. Her story shows that sometimes, the biggest change starts with something as small as keeping the seeds from your pumpkin. Have you ever thought that something as tiny as a pumpkin seed could prevent a hospital stay from a fall? Maybe not. But I hope today you'll think differently. Give it a try, just 1 spoon a day. Stick with it for 2 to 3 months. Your body will thank you with stronger steps, better sleep, and a lighter spirit. If you've tried pumpkin seeds or have questions, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your journey. And if you think someone else could benefit from this, maybe help an older adult keep their morning walk routine, or help a single mom reduce her fall risk, please share this video. Subscribe to Wellness Unfolds, so we can keep walking together through aging, not just surviving, but thriving with confidence and strength. 3. Black chickpeas, the food that brings joints back to life. Have you ever heard that popping or clicking sound in your knee when you stand up, take a step, or climb the stairs? That strange little knock from inside your joint, like something's bumping around, uncomfortable and, honestly, a little unsettling. Many people brush it off, saying, it's just age. But after more than 20 years working with seniors, I can tell you what you're hearing is a cry for help from joints that are tired, undernourished, and unsupported. One of the most common reasons your joints click, or feel unstable is because the muscles around them are weak. Joint fluid is low, and there's not enough blood flow to nourish the cartilage. In medicine, we call this unprotected joints. And if you don't act early, this can lead to joint degeneration, the kind that quietly steals your ability to walk freely. Here's the good news. Your body, it can recover. Your joints can be supported, strengthened, and brought back to life if you feed them right. And today, I want to talk about a humble, affordable, and powerful healing food, black chickpeas. You won't find them in fancy supplement stores, but I've recommended them to dozens of patients with joint pain, inflamed knees, or weak legs, and the result, slowly but surely, they started walking better, feeling less pain, and hearing fewer clicks with every step. I remember Mr. Raymond, A 69-year-old retired mechanic. His knees hurt, and every step came with that dreaded noise. He'd tried painkillers, calcium supplements. You name it, nothing worked for long. When I asked about his diet, he shrugged and said, "I don't really think much about food." So I gave him one simple suggestion. Soak a handful of black chickpeas overnight, mix with onions, tomatoes, chilies, and lemon juice in the morning and eat it like a fresh salad. He looked skeptical, but gave it a shot. 4 weeks later, he walked into my office standing taller and said, "I didn't think food could take away my pain, but here I am. That's why I'm sharing this with you." Black chickpeas are rich in protein, vitamin D3, and magnesium. 3 nutrients your joints and muscles crave after 60. Protein rebuilds the muscles around your joints, keeping knees and hips stable while you move. Magnesium reduces cramps and improves blood flow. Vitamin D3 helps your body absorb calcium, slowing down bone loss. I like to explain it this way. If your bones are the frame of a house, then your muscles are the concrete that keeps it solid. If you don't feed your body enough to build those muscles, your joints bear all the pressure, and that's what wears them down. Preparing black chickpeas is incredibly simple. Just soak them overnight, no cooking required. In the morning, toss them with chopped red onion, diced tomato, a pinch of salt, a little chili, and a squeeze of lemon juice. Eat it fresh. The nutty flavor and slight tang make it not only nutritious but really enjoyable. Many of my patients have told me they started looking forward to breakfast because of this dish. It's not only healthy, it's gentle on the stomach. Perfect for older adults who deal with bloating or indigestion. Stick with it daily for 2-3 months and you'll start noticing the changes. Less fatigue in your legs, more stability when you walk, and even a lighter mood. A patient of mine, Linda, 66, once asked me, "Is there a food that can make me feel better without needing medicine every day?" I gave her a short list and black chickpeas were at the top. 6 weeks later, she mailed me a handwritten letter. I don't know how this worked, but I'm back at yoga after 2 years away because of knee pain. That letter still sits in my desk drawer as a reminder that sometimes the most powerful healing comes from the simplest things. I'm not sharing this to sell you anything. I just want you to know you have the right to feel strong again. You don't need to rely on expensive pills or treatments. Sometimes, a small bowl of black chickpeas is enough to begin your comeback. Have you ever tried black chickpeas? Or do you have your own ways of caring for your joints? I'd love to hear your story. It might be just the thing someone else needs to hear. Drop your thoughts in the comments under this video, or leave a question if you're unsure where to start. And if this reminds you of someone, an elderly parent, a neighbor, a friend who lives alone, please share this with them. And if you find conversations like this helpful and worth your time, subscribe to Wellness Unfolds. We'll have many more Heart. 2. Heart talks about aging, health, and how to live your later years with confidence, freedom, and pride. 4. Dry ginger powder, nature's anti-inflammatory. Have you ever been woken up at night by a dull ache in your knee, or found yourself sitting on the edge of the bed in the morning, waiting for your joints to warm up before you can stand? That pain doesn't come out of nowhere. It comes from silent inflammation. The kind that slowly eats away at your joints day after day. As a doctor focused on senior health here in the U.S., I know how hard that pain can hit. It's not a sharp wound, it's a dull, nagging discomfort that settles deep into your bones. It's the kind of pain that doesn't just hurt your knees or ankles. It wears down your mood, your confidence, and even your desire to keep going. One of the most common causes of joint pain after 60 is chronic inflammation. And here's what most people don't realize. Inflammation doesn't always show up as swelling or redness. It can live quietly inside your joints, breaking down cartilage, drying out your joint fluid, making every movement feel stiff, crunchy, or locked. The good news is, your body can heal if you support it naturally. And that's why today I want to tell you about dry ginger powder, also known as saunf in traditional Indian medicine. Ginger isn't new to anyone. It's in your kitchen, maybe even in your tea. But when it's dried and ground into powder, it becomes one of the strongest natural anti-inflammatories you can add to your daily routine. I had a patient named William, 75, who came in barely able to bend down and tie his shoes. Every knee bend brought a sharp jab of pain. His X-rays showed early joint degeneration, something I often see in seniors who don't move much or don't eat anti-inflammatory foods. I suggested something simple. Drink a small cup of warm, dry ginger water every day, and tweak a few things in his diet. 4 weeks later, he walked into my office without his cane. "I still feel pain," he said, "but I'm no longer afraid to walk." Ginger contains gingerol, a compound that blocks inflammation, causing enzymes. It also improves blood circulation, warms the body, and helps repair connective tissue in joints. Dry ginger powder is especially great for seniors. It's easy to store, easy to use, and doesn't harm the liver, like some people fear. The key is using it the right way. Each day, just take 1 teaspoon of dry ginger powder. Simmer it in a cup of water on low heat until half the water evaporates. Let it cool slightly, then sip slowly. The best time to drink it is in the morning after waking up or before bed at night. Now let me be clear, this isn't a magic pill. It doesn't work overnight. But if you stay consistent for 3 to 6 weeks, you'll start to feel the difference. Less lingering pain, less swelling, and the confidence to move without hesitation. Some people like to add a little honey for flavor if they're not diabetic. But even on its own, ginger is powerful enough when paired with a healthy, balanced diet. Less sugar, less fried food, more greens and water. Another patient of mine, Grace, 70, lived alone in Oregon. Every winter, her joints stiffened like frozen hinges. She refused steroid shots, afraid of side effects. So I taught her how to make ginger tea at home and suggested adding fresh ginger to her weekly meals. 2 months later, she sent me a small note. I can knit scarves again. My hands are warm and soft like spring. Her story wasn't luck. It's proof of something I believe deeply. Your body doesn't need miracles, it just needs time, care, and the right support. Dry ginger doesn't just warm your stomach, it warms your hope. Have you ever tried dry ginger powder? Or are you still searching for a natural way to ease that daily joint ache? I'd love to hear from you. Share your story in the comments. Ask a question, offer a tip, or simply say how this video made you feel. And if you think this might help someone else, a relative living with joint pain, an older friend afraid to move, please share this with them. Sometimes, a small natural gift like this is exactly what someone needs. Don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Unfolds, where we explore honest, natural, and reliable ways to support your health as you age, because I truly believe that growing older isn't the end. It's the start of a steadier, wiser chapter of life. 5. Homemade yogurt. Live calcium that's easy to digest. Do you remember a moment from childhood when your mom or grandma made yogurt at home, heating the milk, wrapping it in a blanket, and by morning, you'd open the lid to a smooth, white, softly fragrant jar of yogurt? Back then, we ate it just because we liked it. But now, after 60, I want you to eat it for something far more important, your bones. There's a saying I often tell my patients: bones don't hurt until they break. And for seniors, that's a painful reality. As we age, our natural calcium reserves in the bones start depleting rapidly. The body loses its ability to retain calcium like it used to. And if you're not absorbing enough daily, you're building a future full of risks, from constant backaches to hip fractures and even irreversible bone loss. I get asked all the time, "Doctor, should I take calcium supplements?" And my honest answer is, only if your body can absorb it. Calcium tablets are hard to digest. They can cause bloating, constipation, and long-term side effects. But homemade yogurt, that's Live Calcium. Gentle on the stomach, easy to absorb, and safe for aging digestion. Yogurt doesn't just offer calcium, it's also packed with probiotics. And for seniors, whose digestion slows down, those good bacteria help keep the gut balanced, reduce bloating, improve nutrient absorption, and even help with mood and sleep. You'd be surprised how many issues in older adults: poor appetite, irritability, insomnia start in the gut. Fix digestion, and the rest often follows. I once treated a 74-year-old woman named Helen. She wasn't seriously ill, just tired all the time. No appetite, always achy, and early-stage osteoporosis. When I reviewed her diet, I saw that she had avoided dairy for 20 years out of fear of diabetes. I encouraged her to give it another shot, not with milk, but with homemade yogurt. We started small, 3 tablespoons every morning, no sugar, no salt. A week later, she told me, "My stomach feels lighter." 2 weeks in, I'm sleeping through the night. A month later, her bone scan showed her bone density had stabilized. That's why I always remind people, healing doesn't always come in the form of pills. Sometimes it's something simple, at the right time, done consistently. The best time to eat yogurt is during the day, morning or noon, when digestion is strongest. Avoid it at night, as the cold nature of yogurt might cause discomfort or poor sleep in sensitive people. And always skip the sugar, syrup, or salt. You want the calcium and live cultures, not the flavoring. If you're diabetic or sensitive to yogurt, try buttermilk, the liquid left over after churning butter. It's lower in lactose, easier to digest, and still full of calcium and beneficial bacteria. In many parts of rural America, it's a morning tradition for seniors, and I truly believe it's one reason they stay active and healthy into their 90s. Can you buy yogurt at the store? Technically, yes, but I always suggest making it yourself. Store-bought yogurt often contains preservatives, hidden sugars, and far fewer live cultures than you'd think. Making your own is simple, affordable, and you know exactly what goes into your body. You don't need a lot, just a small serving daily is enough. If you stay consistent, treat it like a little ritual every morning, a moment to nourish your body, center your mind, and send yourself the message that you're living with intention. I often tell my patients, getting older isn't the end, it's the next chapter, and that chapter deserves a strong foundation inside and out. Don't wait until something breaks to think about calcium. Start tomorrow morning with a small jar of yogurt. Have you ever made your own yogurt? Or do you have other ways of taking care of your joints and bones? I'd love to hear your story. Leave a comment below. You never know who your words might inspire. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone you care about. And if you're ready to keep walking this journey toward health and strength after 60, subscribe to Wellness Unfolds. Because we're not just trying to live longer, we're learning how to live deeper, with strength and grace, every single day. 6. Black sesame seeds, nature's joint tonic. Have you noticed this? Some older folks walk with ease, no cane, no fear of stairs, while others of the same age struggle to stay balanced, needing to grab onto anything nearby. So what makes the difference? Sometimes, it's not medicine or genetics. It starts with a simple habit: what you eat each morning. Let me tell you a true story. 2 years ago, I had a patient named Mr. Lee, a 76-year-old man originally from Korea. He came in with stiff knees, especially in the mornings. But what surprised me, he walked to my clinic almost a mile without any help, and he'd never taken joint supplements. I asked him, "What's your secret?" He smiled and said, "Every morning, I eat a bowl of black sesame porridge." That answer got me curious, and the more I looked into it, the more I realized black sesame seeds are a small treasure from nature, especially for people over 60 trying to rebuild strength in their knees and hips. Black sesame seeds are packed with calcium, copper, zinc, and plant-based omega-3s. These nutrients support bone density, reduce inflammation, and increase joint lubrication, things every aging body needs. Most people know omega-3 from fish, but they don't realize sesame seeds are a fantastic, gut-friendly, plant-based source. I often call black sesame natural oil for your joints. As we age, our joints produce less fluid, making every movement feel stiff or painful. But when you consistently consume sesame's healthy fats and minerals, those joints gradually feel hydrated again, less inflamed, less friction, and smoother motion. This isn't just theory. One of my longtime patients, Linda, 68, used to tell me she needed 15 minutes every morning just to warm up her knees enough to get out of bed. I suggested she roast black sesame seeds, grind them, and mix into her oatmeal or unsweetened nut milk each morning. A month later, she called, surprised, "I'm walking straight out of bed now." You might be thinking, how can one spoonful of sesame do anything? But your body is like a symphony. Small things, done consistently, create powerful changes over time, and it's not just joints. In traditional Eastern medicine, black sesame is known to nourish the blood, support kidney health, restore hair color, and smooth skin. Modern research backs this up. Regular consumption helps increase bone density, prevent early osteoporosis, and support better sleep. Using black sesame is simple. Buy whole seeds with the husk on. Toast them in a dry pan on low heat until they smell nutty. You can eat them as is or grind them for better absorption. Just 1-2 teaspoons a day. Mix into porridge, soups, plant-based milk, or sprinkle on a salad. Chew well, or if chewing is hard, turn it into a fine powder and use it like a nutritious seasoning. Here's a tip. Keep a jar of roasted sesame powder next to your salt or sugar container in the kitchen. Seeing it each morning will remind you to use it. One tiny habit, and the results will speak for themselves. I understand at this age, we don't want complicated health hacks, but if there's something this natural, affordable, gentle, and effective, wouldn't you want to try? Start with 1 spoon of sesame a day. No fuss, no hype. Just a quiet conversation between you and your body. And one morning, when your knees no longer ache as you rise, you'll know those tiny seeds made a big difference. Have you tried black sesame seeds before? Do you have your own way of using them in meals? I'd love to hear your story. Leave a comment under the video. Your small tip might help someone else take their first step towards stronger legs. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone who needs it. A friend, a parent, anyone looking to move with ease again. And don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Unfolds, where I, Dr. Sam Wells, will keep walking this path with you towards strength, independence, and the peaceful power that comes with aging well. Which food felt like the perfect match for your body? Was it the beetroot, flowing like blood through your joints? The black chickpeas, quietly rebuilding your cartilage? Or maybe just that simple spoon of yogurt each morning? I'd love to know what you've tried and how it's made you feel. Drop a comment below. Your story could light the way for someone else. But as you know, food alone isn't enough. Your body is like a machine well, oiled. Yes, but if it doesn't move, it rusts. So now it's time we shift to something just as vital. 3 simple exercises that anyone, whether 60 or 80, can start doing today to wake up the strength in your legs that's been silent for too long. Let's explore them together. 1. Straight leg raise. Do you remember the last time you walked without even thinking about your knees? Without worrying every time you had to stand up from a chair? For many people over 60, simple actions like getting up, walking, or even just bending the knee quietly become a source of anxiety, because each movement comes with pain, numbness, or a sense of weakness. One of my favorite exercises to begin with, something I often prescribe for my patients, is the straight leg raise. Don't underestimate how simple it looks. This exercise may seem easy, but it deeply activates the quadriceps, the key muscles that act as a pillar for your knees. When your thighs are strong, your knees are stable. Your steps become confident. You start to feel in control of your movements again. I remember Mr. Joseph very clearly, 72 years old, a former Navy officer, still tough looking, but he told me that every morning his left leg felt like a dead weight. When I showed him the leg raise, he chuckled. "That's it, Doc." I just smiled and said, "Try it. 10 reps a day. Then we'll talk." 2 weeks later, he came back walking without a cane and said something I'll never forget. "It feels like I've reconnected with my legs." The movement is simple. Lie on your back on a flat surface, your bed or a carpeted floor. Stretch out both legs. Then slowly lift one leg off the floor, keeping your knee straight. Hold it there for 5 to 10 seconds. Then lower it gently. Switch legs. Aim for 15 to 20 reps on each side, or as many as you can. Just make sure you do the same number on both sides. What matters most is that you move slowly and consistently. This isn't about speed. It's about reawakening the mind-body connection. Every time you lift your leg, imagine you're sending energy to your muscles, reminding them to wake up, reminding your legs they still have a purpose. Some patients tell me they get tired after just 5 reps. Some feel shaky. That's completely normal. If you haven't used certain muscles in a long time, they'll resist. But if you stay with it bit by bit, day by day, you'll feel them come alive again. And one day, I promise, you'll be able to stand without grabbing the edge of your chair. I recommend doing this exercise in the morning after waking up, when your body is still relaxed, or in the late afternoon before dinner to help with circulation. You can place a small towel under your lower back for comfort. And remember, if you feel sharp or stabbing pain, stop. But if it's just a gentle muscle ache, congratulations, your body is waking up. Have you tried straight leg raises before? How did it feel? I'd love to hear your story. Drop it in the comments below the video. And if you know someone who could use a little more strength in their step, please share this video with them. And don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Unfolds, because this journey to reclaiming strength in your legs and in your life is just getting started. 2. Bridge exercise. Have you ever felt a deep ache in your lower back after standing too long, or even while lying down? Maybe your legs feel numb, your hips tight, like the entire lower half of your body is just too heavy to hold up. That's not just fatigue. That's your hip and lower back muscles getting weaker, no longer able to fully support your body. And that weakness ends up pushing more pressure onto your knees, your legs, even your confidence. That's exactly why I often teach my patients this simple but powerful move, the bridge exercise. It's one of the best ways to reawaken your body's core muscle groups, the lower back, the hips, and the hamstrings. When those muscles are strong, they work together like a support system, helping distribute weight whenever you stand, walk, sit, climb stairs, or even just lie in bed. I had a patient named Rosa, 70 years old. She told me, "My knees don't hurt, but I can't stand for long. My hips and lower back feel like they're caving in." Rosa used to love gardening, but for the past few years, she had to give it up because she couldn't bend down or squat anymore. I showed her the bridge, just 10 reps each morning. 2 months later, she messaged me, "I'm back with my tomato plants. Doctor, the exercise is gentle. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor about hip width apart. Let your arms rest by your sides, palms down. Slowly tighten your stomach muscles and lift your hips off the floor, raising them until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. Hold that position for 3 to 5 seconds. Then slowly lower your hips back down. Repeat 10 to 15 times. or whatever feels right for you. A few things to keep in mind. Don't force your hips too high if your back feels strained. The goal isn't as high as possible, it's about control and consistency. You want to move with intention, not chase a number. As with all exercises at this age, listening to your body is the most important part. If you feel a mild ache in your hips, thighs, or back afterward, that's a good sign. But if you feel sharp pain, numbness down your legs, or dizziness, stop and check in with your doctor. What I love most about the bridge is how complete it is. You're not just working your hips, you're engaging your abs, your lower back, your thighs, even your hamstrings. Your whole body is gently working together to support your spine, improve posture, and ease the load on your knees. Some of my patients thought they needed pain meds for their knees until they did bridge exercises consistently. Then they realized they didn't need the pills. They just needed stronger support. Here's a tip. Do this on a yoga mat or a firm bed. You can place a small towel under your back for comfort. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower it. Helps with rhythm and focus. You don't need a gym. You don't need fancy gear. All you need is a soft mat, a few minutes each day, and the willingness to keep showing up. And you'll start to feel that strength coming back from your spine, your hips, and all the way down to your feet. Have you tried this bridge move before? If yes, how did it go? If not, today's a great day to begin. Share your thoughts, questions, or experience in the comments. I'll be there to read and reply. And if you know someone, a loved one, a friend, a neighbor who's struggling with back pain or can't stand for long, please share this video with them. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Unfolds so you don't miss more simple but powerful exercises, gentle healing stories, and this journey of staying strong and steady as we age, because every day you move is a day you choose to live with more strength. 3. Knee bends and extensions. Have you ever felt like your knees were rusty hinges? Every time you bend your leg, it crackles. Every time you try to straighten it, it feels like something's pulling against you. For younger people, walking is just walking. But for many over 60, even a simple knee bend can make them pause, hold their breath, and brace for pain. That's exactly why I always recommend the knee bend and extension exercise to my older patients. It's gentle but powerful, one of the best ways to break through stiffness and help your knees gradually become more flexible and alive again, especially after years of inactivity or the fear of moving due to pain. I'll never forget a patient named Janet, 66 years old. She came into my office with a towel wrapped around her knee. She said every time she sat for too long, her knee would feel stuck, and she'd need a few minutes just to straighten her leg. I didn't give her more pills. Instead, I gave her one simple instruction. Every morning and evening, while sitting in a chair, gently bend the knee, hold for a few seconds, then straighten it again. No tools, no trainers, just her body, and a little patience. 3 weeks later, she walked into my office without holding on to anything. Her smile said it all. Sometimes healing doesn't come from something big, but from small, steady, and kind movements. This exercise is very easy. You can sit in a chair or lie flat on your back in bed. Start with your legs straight, then slowly bend one knee as far as it feels comfortable without forcing pain. Hold for a few seconds. Then gently extend it back out. Do this movement slowly and with control. Begin with about 10 reps on each leg and work your way up to 15 to 20 as your body gets used to it. The key is you don't need to force it. You're not trying to touch your heel to your thigh. You're simply reintroducing your knee to movement. Listen to your body and pay attention to how it feels after each session. For older adults, this isn't just physical movement. It's a way to reawaken your muscle memory, especially if you haven't used your legs much in a while. Here's a small but powerful tip. I always give my patients, apply a warm compress with salt water to the knee before exercising. The warmth relaxes the soft tissues, improves blood flow, and makes movement more comfortable. Just soak a thin towel in warm salt water, wring it out, and place it on the knee for 5 to 7 minutes before you start. You'll feel the difference from the very first time. And I want you to imagine this. Every time you bend and extend your knee, you're not just working a stiff joint. You're opening up a new rhythm for your whole body. Flexible knees make walking easier, boost your confidence, and lift your spirits. That's the ripple effect movement can bring you. Don't need a gym. You just need to give yourself the chance. Some patients ask me, "Doctor, why does my knee feel a little sore after a few days?" I smile and say, "Because your body is waking up. Don't worry if you feel mild soreness or fatigue around the knee. That's your muscles getting back to work. Just learn to tell the difference between a healthy ache and sharp pain. If it's just muscle tiredness, You're on the right track. Have you tried this knee bend and extension exercise yet? Do your knees feel any lighter after a few days? I'd love to hear your experience, your struggles. Your little wins. Leave a comment under the video. You never know. Your story might help someone else take their first step toward healing. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone you care about, a parent, a neighbor, a friend. For seniors, sometimes a small daily habit like this can be the key to keeping their independence, freedom, and dignity. And don't forget to subscribe to Wellness Unfolds, where Dr. Sam Wells, will keep sharing simple exercises, healthy routines, and quiet moments of strength for your golden years. Because living long is a blessing, but living well and with peace, that's the dream. Have you tried any of the 3 exercises I shared? Or do you have a favorite move that keeps your legs strong every day? I'd love to hear about it. Share your thoughts or tips in the comments below. No one truly ages just because of their birthday. We grow old when we stop listening to our body and stop caring for the smallest movements each day. I've met so many people over 60, 70, even 80, who still walk every morning, care for their own garden, and climb stairs without holding the rail. Their secret isn't perfect genes. It's steady care for their legs, day after day, with simple but powerful effort. Remember this: your legs are the first part of you that touches the ground in the morning, and they carry all of life's weight every day. If you ignore them, they'll slowly fade. But if you care for them, they'll stay loyal for the rest of your life. Start today. Start with your legs. Because when your legs are strong, you're free. And when you're free, your life still has so much left to live. Believe it or not, many people end up in bed for months not because of serious illness, but simply because their legs weakened quietly, unnoticed, day by day. All because no one showed them a simple way to hold on to that strength. All because they believed that's just aging. If you have a parent or loved one over 60, don't wait. Send them this video. One small action from you today might completely change the rest of their life. And if you're starting to feel your own legs slow down, take this as a signal not of aging, but of a gentle reminder to love yourself more. Starting with your first step. Wellness Unfolds is where Dr. Sam Wells, share everything I've learned, from real life experience to heartfelt advice, so that you and your loved ones can live old age with strength, purpose, and dignity. You can access the channel completely free, filled with videos on senior health, nutrition, easy workouts, and positive living. Hit the subscribe button today and share this video with anyone you know who needs a helping hand, because sometimes you're not just helping them heal, you're helping them stand up and walk again into life. I'll see you in the next video on Wellness Unfolds, where health isn't just information, it's hope.